A very good day to you, Saif, and thank you for joining. And it is wonderful to be talking to you again after our last meeting. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you, Kim?
I'm well, thanks. And let's start. The the idea here is that we need to discuss the necessity and the negotiation we need to do. As I could guess in the last meeting, that awareness training you needed to think a bit more about. So we will try and negotiate that. And at least I'll present at least one negotiable item. And then I'll try and give 3 arguments to support our preferred outcome. And then we'll have the question and answer session. Now, this is the, thanks for sharing this, which you were so kind to uh, to send this morning, and it's rather good. So would you like to say a few words about this?
So the graph that shows that there has been, if you see, there has been a consistent increase on number of cyber attacks happening on the organization's IT infrastructure. It's very relevant and opportune time to discuss the cyber security at the moment. You might be aware of some attacks on Optus recently and Medibank. There are certain recently on some government departments as well as of this morning. So this graph just depicts the fact that from a peak of 5 to 600 attacks a week at the end of 2021, it went all the way to 900 to 1,000 attacks a week.
Yes, quite a few concerning words from you, and thank you for sharing. So the more the need now is that we need to do the technological fixes, as we had talked about, and you seem to be very much up for that. And then the overall fix may have 2 more options. Then we need to educate Plan2go staff about cybersecurity awareness activities after technological fixes. And the third option is educate Plan2go staff to follow precautionary measures always, irrespective of whether we do technological fixes by DataTrust or your esteemed company. So that's the plan. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is why DataTrust needs to be explaining the preferred outcome to you. And that is DataTrust prefers that Plan2go staff are fully informed after at least the education sessions. So we can do the education sessions during the technological fixes, but we must try and do it. The reasons for those are that it will reduce possible spread and vulnerability, as you mentioned. And at this point of time, there is no way to find out the level of knowledge within the Plan2go staff about cyber attacks. And also on top of that, if technological fixes are not to be carried out by DataTrust, which is probably not the way to go, it is hoped that the training will reduce the possible cyber attacks. And these can be checked with passage of time. And since we are your favorite IT providers, we intend to continue doing this service. You can ask away the questions that you had sent.
So some of the questions that I would have that what are you going to do after the tech fixes? Are you going to wait for us to review the total system, or do you want to start it before we have reviewed the fixes?
We need to work out the needs for the awareness training. The tech fixes can carry on, and obviously the tech staff will require the training on that, which of course, as you know, we have decided to provide the itemized figure for the training. So as you said, awareness training with or without fixes, are you okay to work out? You mentioned the train the trainer sessions, so that is a good compromise that you've suggested.
What is the timeline? What is the horizon we are looking at if you have to do this training? Like, what time?
No, we can do that very quickly. Within 1 week, we can provide a proposal. Very off the cuff estimate is about half a day per person. And you give us the numbers and then accordingly multiply that by this figure. So half a day per person, which means at the rate of our established cost of $150 per hour, it's for $600 per person. And yeah.
So what about the tech fixes? Will that be itemized tech fixes, separate training? How is it going to happen?
Yeah, it appears that we may have to do 2 separate sessions. One is for tech fixes, which we will give to the techies, including you, of course. You will be leading that. As I said, we'll include it in our proposal. And I've already given you the cost for the other train the trainer scenario, which you have you've asked for, which may be the better way to go, because then you have an in-house ability to transfer knowledge and also test the knowledge across your organization. So, any more questions?
I think that's very interesting. And as I mentioned, that Plan2go is aware of the cybersecurity situation, and we are definitely considering your proposal. Much for putting up all the information and providing the documents for us to review offline. Let's continue with our tech fixes that we have already agreed. And hopefully I have to take this away and speak to my senior management in the organization, and based on the cost and everything involved, hope for the best, but we'll keep in touch.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.